So we do have a little bit of the new EPA administrator's confirmation trial, and just to hear what he has to say about some things that could potentially affect us as truckers. Uh, the main focus for truckers in the EPA would be emissions, and we'll see what he has to say when he's approached with questions about the emissions policies and regulations that the EPA has in place now.
Has been fact-checked to death because the far left hates it. But this is what Senator Ricketts was talking about earlier, about American innovation. This is what Senator Graham was talking about earlier. There's some people who are working hard on reducing emissions, countries, and there are countries that aren't. Senator Graham mentioned China and India. He's exactly right. You never heard this from John Kerry, but the leader in the world in the last 20 years on reducing global emission was the United States of America. Okay? The bad guys, in terms of emission increases, look at China, through the roof. This is a fact. Now, I've asked some of the Biden administration EPA officials, hey, why do you think this happened? Why do you think we're the leader? It'd be great if you said it, because we are. And they would always come back and say, let's see, EPA regs? Wrong answer. The reason this happened is because of the revolution in the production of natural gas, where we have switched to natural gas as a more cleaner burning source of energy. And when we export natural gas around the world, Ms. Zeldin, what do you think that does to global emissions?
Brings it down, Senator.
It does. And these are facts. So my colleagues, I wish my good friend Senator Whitehouse was here because, you know, they don't like this chart because it goes against their narrative. And the narrative, that is the facts, is that when you have all the above energy, including a big mix of natural gas, you reduce global emissions. So can you commit, to Senator Ricketts' point, to work with us and private industry on innovation that can help power America, power our allies, produce American energy, and at the same time, lower emissions? Can you
Yes,
commit?
Senator, absolutely. American innovation has been critical, and it will be critical going into the future. That's something that President Trump has often spoke of.
Yeah.
And I believe it's also one of the reasons why we saw so much support for him in this last November's election.
In Alaska, we are working, and I've talked to President Trump about just recently, we have a very large-scale LNG project that would increase, would reduce our trade deficit by billions by exporting clean-burning Alaska natural gas to our Asian allies, get clean-burning Alaska gas to Americans, and would produce thousands of American jobs. Can I get your commitment to help us work on that?
So it appears that the new EPA administrator is not necessarily in favor of all EV mandates, which could be a positive thing for the trucking industry, allowing other opportunities to be tested, renewable energy, other ways for trucks to be powered beyond just mandating everyone to go electric in order to cut emissions. We'll see what he does as time goes by. The ATA, the American Truckers Association, seems to be in favor of this new confirmation.